Been in America 10 years now. So I came here at 17 years old. Dude, it was a no-brainer, so we took the leap of faith, came over here with a couple people, and now we're over 100 writing agents month to month. So when I started 9 to 5 in my car, I was listening to training. Repeat. Every day. Because I would listen to training while I was working. I didn't substitute work for listening. First month, 27 families protected. Second month, 15 because I was convention. Third month, 50. Fourth month, 100. You know, my first year ended up being a Hall of Fame producer. So I'll tell you the biggest thing that I changed to go from 27, 15 to 50 and 100.
All right, everybody, how are we doing today? I've got Tobechukwu Oraegbu here with me. He is recently he just turned a father, and it's a great year for him. And he's an integrity partner. But first, Factory, what do we got up and coming, sir?
Yes, sir. As always, stay connected. FFLUSA.com/connect to get plugged in. And then let's see here. We've got our new social media real-time IUL leads, completely exclusive to us. Order by logging into your Lead Center account and create a real-time campaign. And then we're going to also be sending out a email e-blast that breaks down the instructions on how to get that going. It's going to be punch in the link. Colton just dropped the link in. So certainly sign up if you're not signed up on our e-blast. Get registered on that. And then let's see. We've got our lock-in March 4th and 5th. Big hitters, Easton, Stephen Yee, Andrew Taylor, Trey Honeycutt, and newly announced, we've got Dominic Rogers. So certainly if you guys are in town, around, flying out, attend. You guys do not want to miss this. Next up, we've got our producer cruise, which now the sale date is July 26th through 29th. And that is issue production 100,000 life by May 7th to qualify. And then lastly, quote of the day, the time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time. All right, Uncle Jimmy, take it away.
All right, perfect. So, Toby, tell us a little bit about, who you are, where you come from, because I know you're living the American dream, and you come from Africa, right?
Correct. Nigeria specifically.
Nigeria.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about your family, and then what brought you to the States, and then how'd you get interested in selling life insurance?
All right. So, been in America 10 years now. So I came here at 17 years old, pushing 18 years old. I came for football, soccer, which is what you guys call it here, but we call it football, which is the real thing to call it. Went to school 4 years, graduated, did a bunch of stuff, applied to 1,000 job positions. One of them was actually life insurance, mistakenly. I didn't know that till mid-interview. So it was kind of like a bait and switch model. I took the job because I was desperate, and it ended up being this industry that we're all blessed to be a part of. And after a year and a half in that company, I looked at the opportunities within Family First Life as a broker and all of the things that come with that. And dude, it was a no-brainer. So we took the leap of faith, came over here with a couple people, and now we're over 100 writing agents month to month.
Wow. So you were in college, didn't know what you were going to do. What did you fill out an ad on Instagram or on Craigslist, or what was it?
So after college, I worked at Walmart overnight. So mopping floors at Walmart. And so I was like, I can't really do this forever. So I applied to, and I'm not exaggerating, over 100 jobs. On Indeed, you could just click a button and click a button. So I applied to about 100 sales positions because I always knew I wanted to scale my income. And if you're not playing football in the league, if you're not a rapper, if you're not if you don't start Amazon like Jeff Bezos, you got to go the sales route. So it ended up being a life insurance position, and picked it up from there.
Wow. So Toby, you go in home
Correct.
And you're big on referrals.
That's the key, man.
Okay,
that's the
so
secret sauce.
Let's talk about your in-helm. So tell them about like what you do, what's your week look like. You know, how many appointments? How do you set yourself up to be successful? Do you have dialers?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do it? Just kind of unveil the cloth for us.
So I try to keep the sales, because in the business, if some of you guys are building, right, there's several different parts of the business. There's the sales side, and there's the business building side. There's the marketing side. But on the sales side, I try to keep it as simple as possible for myself. I do 20 presentations a week is my weekly goal. 20 appointments booked by myself. I do have a dialer, side note. So 20 presentations, 20 appointments booked by myself throughout the week, and 20 referrals collected on a week-to-week basis, right? So that's my goal. So regardless of if you're virtual or if you are in person, you want to have some sort of goal that's not tied to money. I recommend a presentation goal. This is what I teach to all of like our new agents, is like, have a presentation goal, because that's what dictates your income. But a lot of times people have an AP goal, like, hey, I want to write 15,000, and they go have 3 presentations.
Ain't gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen, right? But if you want to write 20 grand a week, I don't know if we can talk numbers here. If you want to write 20 families protected, you want to make sure that obviously you have the activity in place. So for me, my personal goals are 20 presentations every week. Do I hit that? Not always. 20 presentations every week. 20 families protected. No, sorry, not 20 appointments booked by myself, and then 20 referrals collected.
Whew.
Yeah.
It's a busy week.
Yeah.
So last night you're in a home. Tell us about that experience.
So in-home, you asked the initial question you asked as well was about the in-home presentation. So my in-home presentation, and this is something I recommend for everybody, you want to find one person in the company, just one, not 2, not 4, not 5. Find one person in the company that you can study what they do, that they have success, the success you want, and duplicate exactly what they do to the T, right? So if you have a producer in the company that makes 500, can we talk?
500 families.
500 families.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that. If you have a producer in the company that does 500 families, you guys know what type of income potential that means. I would just find that one person that relates to you from a mindset standpoint. There's some producers in the company that are like, hey, we got to work 24/7. If that's your mindset, follow that person. If you're like, I just got to pay the mortgage, I'm good. Like, I just want to hang out with my wife and my kids and take my kids to the park. If that's your mindset, find somebody that has that mindset and has success, and then do what they do. So for me, I found the person in the company that I want to duplicate, and I study that person, and I watch their videos every day. So when I go in the home, my approach is pretty much a very direct approach, and I'm very honest and direct with my clients. So yesterday, this appointment, I closed the lady. It was 4.5 families protected in that one home. You guys can do the math on that. And I actually, at the end of the presentation, I'm like, hey, listen, my company's out, they're just working me too hard right now. I'm tired. I'm here at like 8 p.m. Like, you feel bad for me, don't you? I literally cracked a joke, and she was like, no, like, I'm sure you get paid. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But listen, on a more serious note, I work really hard doing this stuff. My preference is working with my clients, friends, and family members. They're just less difficult to deal with. They're nicer to me. They know what they want. So I ask all my clients this, and no one has ever told me no. Okay, Uncle Jimmy, no one has ever told me no. So don't be the first. But what they do is they just bring out their phones, they go through everybody, see who they think actually needs it, not just who they like, who they think need. Now, don't go giving me 100 people. I don't have time for that. But just as many as reasonable as we think would be reasonable. She pulled out her phone and she was like, she ran through it and she just kept going, and I didn't stop her. And then at the end of it, I looked and like, yo, we got 22 people. I gotta go. So yeah, referrals, bro. Referrals is where it's at in this business. It makes your life easier. And then she texted all of those referrals. That's the key part. Because now, if I just collected the referrals and I called all of them, that's a cold call, essentially. But no, I sat there with her and said, okay, text all of them. Hey, my agent's name is this. He just helped me out with a great policy for me and the kids. He's going to call you tomorrow. Just see if it's going to be a good fit. She blasted out this. I helped her copy and paste, sent to everybody. Now, when I call him today, They expected my call. It's not a cold call. Makes my life a lot easier than just sitting dialing a bunch of leads.
That's huge. So who is the person in Family First
come
Life?
on, don't do that to me.
Yes.
So the number,
who did you look after?
The number one producer in the company is obviously Steve G. So
that's who you looked after.
He's in the field.
Yeah.
I'm in the field. He's a worker. I work. You know, and he has a good sense of balance with, you know, Monday to Saturday he works. Sunday he likes to give that to his family. I can literally give you his blueprint. That's how many of his videos I've watched. But if you're in home, you know, Steve G is a good person to look at. If you're virtual, you know, you got a lot of people in the company to look at. But Steve G is somebody that has a good system.
Yeah.
You know, that's
he's
duplicatable.
Yeah, he's won the belt 4 years in a row. So, I mean, you walk in his office, I don't think you know, am I in a WWE office or do you sell life insurance? Because this dude's racking belts. And one thing he talked about, which everyone need, if you're going to go in home or if you're going to be on the phone, Steve said something that was really powerful at convention. And he said, you need to tell if you're not saying this, then you're not getting your point across to your client. And he says, and I think you know this, but he says, I'm here to protect you from death, your family from death, disability, and economic catastrophe. Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's strong.
Yeah. And he's like, if you guys don't say that, you're not going to get your point across. You're just hoping. You know what I mean? You have to hit them with that look, if something happens, I'm the only one that's going to come to your family and hand them a check. Everybody else is going to say, gimme, gimme, gimme. I'm the guy, when your family's there and they need it, I'm going to hand them a check. And that's huge. You know, that's really important. So, Toby, you run 20 appointments.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a family. When you first started, you're a brand new, let's go back in time, okay? You know, you just knew you wanted to be Family First Life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you were in North Carolina? Where were you?
When I started North Carolina, correct.
North Carolina.
Great memory, man.
And you, how did you do it, man? How did you, because you were doing 40 families a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How'd you do it?
So.
Because that's a big number.
Yeah. So
that ain't no joke.
Yeah. So desperate times calls for desperate measures. That's my bet. Really. So when I started my first month, I did 27 families protected. And I'll give you guys this because I think this is relevant. We tend to put people on some sort of a pedestal in our business, thinking, oh, if that person is doing, like if Uncle Jimmy's doing it because he's a great producer, then he's so special that you guys can't do it too. And that's not the truth. So I just listened to a lot of training. I mean, Monday to Friday, no exaggeration, 9 to 5 in my car, I was listening to training. Repeat every day. So for me, that was crucial to early success because I would listen to training while I was working. I didn't substitute work for listening. I would do it while I was working. And that was so beneficial for me when I got started because I knew what to say. I had the belief because I was just listening to people that were making a lot of money talk about it. So I believed it. Mm-hmm. So I was just going to work. So first month, 27 families protected. Second month, 15 because I was convention. Third month, 50. Fourth month, 100. So that was the progression over my first 4 months. And I'll tell you the biggest thing that I changed to go from 27, 15 to 50 and 100. I stopped obsessing over finding new information. So this is where a lot of us get it twisted. We want to know what's that new script, what's that person doing. I called all of them in the company. You can ask them. I called them up. Easton, Steve, Jake, Andrew, and name any top. I called them, all of them up. And then going into the third month, I was like, you're hearing the same stuff. They're telling you to buy leads and go to work.
And be consistent.
You know, and that's pretty much, I was like, okay, I made a commitment to myself. I'm going to stop asking for new information. With what you guys know, everyone on this call, all of you guys can go become a Hall of Fame producer with the information you know. To me, that was empowering. When I told myself that, I'm like, dude, with what you know, you can go become a Hall of Fame producer. So I said, I'm not going to call anybody up for information. I'm just going to, with what I know, go to work. And that, you know, my first year ended up being a Hall of Fame producer. So that was That was good.
So when you got a beautiful agency you're building, how do you plug in your new people, and then kind of what's the your guidelines for them? So when they come on, you're like, okay, is it you got to buy leads, or I want to schedule? How do you set your team up when they first get involved? What is your strategy?
So for us, for me personally, I like to be very honest with agents, and I ask them to give me the same back in return. So I don't care how people want to market their business. We have people, the number one guy on my team, Sergio, in my opinion, the best there is in this industry. Um, he doesn't buy leads. He runs IULs through warm marketing, but that's his thing. I can't do what he does.
Right.
He has platforms already outside of the company that allow him to do that. For me, I had to go through leads. I didn't have the network. I didn't have the luxury of that. So I had to go through leads. So I have that conversation with agents like, what platforms do you think you currently have? Oh, I don't. I just want to go to work. I'm like, okay, well then you have to go the lead route.
Mm-hmm.
What's that schedule look like? Well, I can only do 8 hours a week. You're gonna fail. And I tell him up front, I don't think it's a good fit right now. I had a call with a guy this morning. I'm like, he was like, yo, I can't wait to start selling insurance, and he's so excited. And he's like, my goal is just to make 6 figures my first year. And I'm like, okay, what schedule availability do you have? Well, I can work from 5 p.m. because my wife this, and I'm like, dude, don't do it. You're gonna fail, right? Because now if you knew a bunch of people from church and they just want to buy insurance from you because you're a nice lady, then hey, you're gonna make a lot of money. I don't. So my approach to the business is just work, right? So I have a conversation with schedule. We get schedule commitments from each agent. We get time to start dialing, time to end dials, and that pretty much sets them up. And they get on every training call, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. So it's important what he's talking about, though, because if you're going to build an agency, you have to have that hard conversation with people and say, hey, one, it's going to take money. Do you have that? Are you ready to do that? It's going to take time. I mean, if you're putting in, I talked to a lady the other day, and I asked her, how many hours do you work? And she says, I work 30 hours a week. And I said, if you don't mind me asking, what do you make? And she says, I make $400 a week. I said, okay. So I'm like, so if you're able to make an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a month, what would that do to your life? And she was like, oh my gosh, that would change everything. I said, okay. And when we got down to the nitty gritty, I told her, when you're ready, then this would be a good fit for you. But never tell anyone to quit their job. We always want to tell people to use us part-time and then let the business dictate. So wherever the weight falls, hey, if you're, just barely figuring it out, because it took me a while. I didn't just wake up and I'm still learning. I'm still, get the rebuttals. All those things happen. I mean, when you go into homes, how many rejections do you get? Not many, huh?
In the homes?
Yeah.
In the homes, not many. Over the phone, of course, a lot.
Yeah.
But in the homes, not as much.
Yeah. So if you were telling somebody that wasn't having success on the phones, what would you tell them to do? If they were your agent, say, hey, you're not having success on the phones. Yeah. What's our plan B?
Get out there. If you're not, if one thing's not working for you, get out there. I would tell them, go get Road Warrior. If you guys don't know Road Warrior, it's an app that routes your appointments and your leads. Get Road Warrior and get, book in-home appointments to go in the field. Because people see, if telesales isn't working for you, get in the field.
Yeah, I believe that too. And then what leads do you like to run?
My personal preference is actually aged leads. It just works for me from a budget standpoint on the lead spend, the volume of leads I like to work because I'm an activity type of producer. So I probably 30% new stuff, and then 70% of my leads would be aged leads. Mortgage aged leads, 2-3 years old mortgage leads, huge for me. And then some new final expense stuff.
2-3-year-old mortgage leads. You hear this? So I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but if you are running the old $2.50 mortgage leads, there's people that are crushing those right now. And I mean crushing them. They're only $2.50. It's a secret. Let's let it out. Buy them. They're amazing. Those people, no one's getting to them. Everyone's only working new leads. So they're buying new leads. buying new leads, not getting to these people. They're waiting. They need our help. Go in there. If you don't have a big budget, buy the $2.50 leads, $2.50 leads, and crush them. We do have a new lead that's coming out. It's final expense social media. They're testing it right now. We had some in the office. They're really good. Really good. The people, anything with social media is really good because all you have to do is say, did you watch the video? And they're going to say yes or no. And then you know that they're the ones that put that information in. So, Toby, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Where do I see
back
myself?
home?
No, definitely not back home. We're gonna be in America for a long time. By the grace of God. Where do I see myself in 5 years? I think
where do you see your agency? Where do you see yourself?
5 years. We would be helping. We will be helping over 5 years. 5 years. We'll be helping over 10,000. Over 10,000 families a month.
Where are you at right now? We're putting this on the wall, by the way.
Pushing 1,000.
You're pushing 1,000 families a month right now.
700, 750. So yeah, we'll be 5 years. So we will finish this year at least 2,000 families protected monthly. So if you give me some more time, then we would 5x that. So 10,000 families would be the goal monthly in 5 years.
So how do you tell your agents how to duplicate yourself? So you built an agency off of your pen.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have Sergio, right? So let's say Uncle Jimmy was under you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing okay. I'm popping, between 20 and 25. And now I want to build an agency. What would you suggest for me to do? And how would you tell me to schedule my time?
Yeah. So it would be based off of your personal strengths. So Sergio's strength is obviously he's a massive producer. He was on stage at convention. So he would be a different pitch. You are a strong producer. You sell 25, 30, 35. You can go on there. My process with you would be you want to start dedicating a little bit of your time to start recruiting right now. Probably 5 hours a week. Nothing crazy. But our goal would be let's get you 10 agents. Let's get you 10 agents. If you get to 7 by yourself, I would help you with 3 agents. I would recruit 3 agents for you once you hit 7 agents.
I like that.
Okay. Now out of those 10, we're probably gonna have 5 serious agents, and the rest will take care of itself from that point.
Nice.
That would be the first step.
Nice. So if somebody you see them, that they're trying really hard, what do you do to help them with leads? Like, how does that work? Do you say, hey, you buy $100, I'll give you $100, or is that a strategy that you do, or no?
Yeah. So it's, if the effort
they're showing potential.
Yeah. If the effort is there, like Ben, for example, Ben is here. He's probably one of the hardest workers you're going to see ever. He shows up early. I'll do whatever for him.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get it all personally. If you're able to. But if you're in a position where you can split, then you do a split. So it just depends. But you want to help as best as you possibly can without hurting yourself.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. So looking at Toby right here, he comes from another country, came here. You got a scholarship, right? Or were you a walk-on?
A partial scholarship.
So you're basically a walk-on?
Yeah. Well, yeah, kind of. But I got a partial scholarship.
So that's interesting because you're okay. So basically, he was a walk-on and showed his strengths.
Yeah,
and then you got a scholarship, right?
A walk-on that got a partial scholarship.
Okay, and then you were a walk-on with FFL, and now you're an integrity partner.
Yeah.
So through hard work, what happens?
Through grind, a lot can happen, bro.
A lot can happen. So if you guys are out there and your work, I like to show up to the office at 7. I go home 5 or 6. I love to work the East Coast. I just do. I've been working a lot of the West Coast lately because it gets me. I finally broke in and found out how to communicate with those people a little better. And I'm a West Coast kid. I grew up in Southern California, couldn't communicate with them. I just couldn't connect. But now I've figured out how to connect with them, and it's through leaving voicemails and texting them. Something that I wasn't taught when I joined FFL way back. I went to the first convention. The rule was call them 3 times. Don't leave a message. Surprise attack them. Now, everything has changed. When you are dialing, Toby, what is your Toby, he's building content right now.
Yeah,
I love it.
Multitasking, bro.
I love it. So, what is your strategy when you're dialing? When you're booking your 20 appointments, how do you triple dial? Do you dial morning, afternoon, evening? What do you do? If they don't answer, you go knocking on their door. What's your strategy? Because I want people to understand what it is to be a big time producer.
So triple dial always. When I started, I was double dialing because I was hesitant, and most of you guys will be hesitant to triple dial. But triple dial all of your leads every time. If they don't answer, I do send out a text. But a lot of the appointments I book are from referrals. So if there's something you guys actually take away from this is get referrals. Your life becomes a lot easier. You get to book a lot more appointments at will.
And they're free.
And they're very, very, very free. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're working these, so what is so when you call them, you're just like, hey, I'm Toby. I took care of Mrs. Sam, your whoever, your mom, your friend last night, and then they're just like, oh yeah, we're expecting your call.
Yeah. Well, so when I call them, it's very straightforward. You want to role play with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, hello, Uncle Jimmy.
Yeah.
Hey, Uncle Jimmy. This is Toby. You know who this is, right? No. Your brother you didn't get the text from your brother yesterday?
Oh, I did get a text.
Oh yeah. It's all good, man. She told me you're a busy guy, so I understand. Anyways, really quickly, I helped him out with the amazing life insurance policy. We're still hoping it gets approved because obviously you have to be in good health to get everything approved. He got a good policy. He did mention you and a few other people that he wanted me to prioritize. So basically, what's going to happen is, I'm assuming you have some sort of life insurance policy, right?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well, anyways, I work off appointments only. I'm going to be busy over the next day. I could squeeze you in tomorrow morning or afternoon. Which would work best?
Afternoon.
Okay, boom. And then we schedule the appointment.
Dang. So, again, if you're talking to people on the phone and you're selling, obviously you're going to tell them, I'm your insurance agent for life. If you have anybody that you think needs coverage, if you can give me some referrals. And something that, I don't know if you taught this, but you did teach this to Ben. Ben said that what you like to do is tell them to break out their phone, and then you call the beneficiaries.
Yep.
So let's go through that, because that was pretty awesome. That's an easy way to get referrals. Yep. So how does that work?
All right, so everybody here already gets referrals. Some of you guys just don't know about it. When you collect beneficiaries in a over the phone or in a home, first off, double the number of beneficiaries you collect, right? That would be the first thing. So if you collect one, at least make it two, and then you either want to, again, this is virtual for most. I'm assuming most of the people are virtual.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to tell your client to text the beneficiary. I have a text already in my phone, and I just copy and send it to my client and tell the client to copy and paste that and send it to the agent, to their clients. To the beneficiaries, basically. And the text is just, hey, my life insurance broker, his name is Toby, just help me. I put you down as a beneficiary. He's going to call you to go over some details. That's as vague as it is. Now, if my mother sent me that text, I'm going to pick up the call because I'm a beneficiary. So this is how you get literally, I don't want to say 100% because that would be an exaggeration, but you get 80, 90% of people to pick up because they're beneficiaries on a policy. And then I call them up and I basically try to flip that into an appointment in the same way. So I just say, hey, you're a beneficiary. I'm going to send you a text. My number, save it. This is the name of the company, the policy number, but I prefer you call me. I'm the life insurance agent for life for your family. Your brother spoke highly of you. But hey, listen, part of this allows you to have some options as well when it comes to the life insurance policies that your brother got. Now, I'm assuming you have a life insurance policy already, right?
I do.
Okay, the reason I say that is because most people are going to give you that objection. So they're going to, if you just say, hey, can I help you out? They're going to be like, oh, I already have a policy. So I put that in front of them so they take the bait and they say, if they say, yeah, I already do. I'm like, perfect. Most people already do. So what we're going to do is go through the policy review with you really quickly. Now I work off appointments only. Busy today. I can squeeze you in tomorrow morning, afternoon, which works best. So that's how I go about that.
I love that, man. Yeah. So there you go. So if you're taking anything away from this call this week, referrals, right? I don't do a good job at that at all. I just started doing that because the last two people that were on, that's all I talked about. And then I know Toby, his numbers went through the roof. He's not buying as many leads, especially if you can get someone to give you, if you're doing 10 presentations and you're selling 5 deals and you get 2 referrals, that's 10 leads that are warm. It's a warm market for you just to follow up, just like he said. And then obviously when we do the review, we just want to make sure, hey, if I can get you the same coverage for less money or more coverage for what you're paying, would you be interested? Right? That's how we want to attack them when we are doing the review with them. And of course, they're going to be like, yeah, let's see what you got. Great. And something that I've been doing that works really well. Oh, I already got life insurance. Perfect. Don't tell me how much you pay a month. Just tell me what your face amount is. 300 grand. Great. Let me see if I can beat it. So I go to Prosperity. I go to all the companies, Ethos. I run through National Life, everybody. And I say, I can get you this much, 300,000, 30 years for X. And they're like, wow. And I'm like, did I beat it? Yeah, perfect. Let's do an application. So that's an easy way when someone has insurance already to say, hey, I want to go apples to apples, but I don't want to know what you're paying. I just want to know your coverage, and I'm going to try to beat that number for you because I work for you. I don't work for an insurance company, okay? I work for you, and I'm a broker, and that's the power of us being a broker. Anything else, Toby?
Yeah, that's it.
Nice, brother. Well, we appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much. Congratulations on your new family.
Thank you, bro.
I'll see you guys on the other side. Let's go help some families this week.
Let's get it, guys.
All right.